Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline for Pixie Dust PhD. Recently, my partner and I headed up to New York for a quick weekend trip. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to follow along on all of our adventures. The primary purpose of this trip was to see the Winnie the Pooh the New Musical stage adaptation. When you enter in the lobby, they had this really cute backdrop for a fun photo opportunity, but there was no playbill or anything. Also, what do you think of my Disney Bound? Let me know in the comments down below. They also had this super cute sign for the 100 Acre Theater. Again, in the lobby out front, there were these adorable little plushes that looked a lot like the puppets. The fabrication was very similar, as well as the costumes, and they were just so cute. And on a wall in the lobby area, they had these beautiful drawings that was the concept art for both the puppets themselves, as well as the costumes for the puppeteers. So this new musical stage adaptation was a musical, they did sing songs, but of course it's also very puppet driven, so it was just a really wonderful experience. The theater itself is fairly small. We went in November, so people were still spaced out and they were requiring masks. I love the whimsical clouds and tree, it just has the perfect vibe. And there are of course important touches to the story like a honey tree, Eeyore's house, and Rabbit's garden down in front. I won't spoil anything, but the whole premise starts with the fact that Christopher Robin is off to school. We were not allowed to take pictures or film during the performance, obviously, but we were allowed to during the bows. Here you can see the main puppets and their puppeteers, as well as Christopher Robin on stage. The puppeteering and voice acting was absolutely phenomenal. I was totally able to suspend my disbelief, and it was just such a charming, wholesome show. Right now they have shows scheduled through the end of January, I believe. If you have the chance to see it, I highly recommend it. While in New York, we also wanted to go to the relatively newly opened Harry Potter store. We attempted to go on a Saturday, and if it is a more crowded day, they do have a virtual queue system. We arrived around 10:30 a.m. or so and ended up being 478th in position. Crew there told us it would be about a 2-hour wait to come back. So to fill that time, we headed off to the Lego store, which was just down the street. There was this immaculate little Winnie the Pooh set, which was so fitting considering our prior adventure. And also, today was when I learned how expensive Legos are. I thought these Mickey and Minnie Legos were super charming. And they had some fun Raya stuff from Raya and the Last Dragon, which honestly, I haven't seen very much Raya merch at all, so I was really thrilled to see that. And here we've also got Farmer Donald and Mickey. Another Raya set, there are other princesses here on the right, but moving to the left we have Sisu in full dragon form and Raya front and center. And I love the waterfall in the back. There was also this great Shang-Chi set where you got most of the main characters in, including Morris. And here we have a set with the dragon and everyone in action, including Wenwu and his rings. So that was a fun little detour off to the Lego store, a good way to kill some time. But moving back to Harry Potter, so we were 478th in line, and it took a little over an hour and a half to be called back. Then we had our QR code, we returned to the store and scanned in. It was very simple. When we walked in, we were led into this room that mostly had New York specific merch, but there were also these amazing details all over the store. So here we have the really cute Niffler, and then of course there's this beautiful and imposing fox overhead. I didn't want to obstruct traffic, but gosh, I could have looked at that fox for a really long time. I'm not going to show you all of the rooms, this won't be a full tour, but this is the next room over. I just loved the ceiling here. They are playing a Quidditch match. In this room, each of the 4 corners represents a specific house at Hogwarts. So there's a lot of house-specific merch here if that's something you're interested in. Also throughout the store, they have authentic props. So for example, in this room, they have the Ravenclaw diadem on display. One thing I absolutely loved was the elevators. So this is a 2-floor store. You can take the elevator up or down, and it is the Floo network. So even if you want to take the stairs, I suggest you take the elevator at least once for the fun of it. Coming off of the elevator, you're sort of in the dark arts area, and there was this awesome Nagini snake going through the ceiling. And downstairs in the Mina Lima room, it was just decorated so perfectly. Mina Lima did a lot of the art in the movies, so all of these beautiful prints, postcards, etc. I really enjoyed being in that room. I will say though that this is one of the smaller rooms and it seemed very popular. The store overall was incredibly crowded. It was a little bit claustrophobic. It was hard to shop and even harder to film. If you are headed up to New York and want a more peaceful experience at the Harry Potter store, I suggest not going on a Saturday. If you do decide to take the stairs instead of the elevator, it is modeled after the stairs into Dumbledore's office, so you have this very imposing gargoyle, and it does turn, which is super fun. And upstairs there's a display with a bunch of wands. If you hold the wand, you can learn more about whose wand it is. And if you find staff, they can help you set up a duel between two wands on the table. Here we have the Honeydukes room, so it reminded me a lot of the Honeydukes in the theme parks, but still super fun, pastel, bright colors. You've got your chocolate frogs, a myriad of other sweets, and there is butterbeer in bottles that you can take home here. But I really love looking at the decorations on the upper level, so not things you can buy, but just the way that they have themed the place is immaculate. And you can also drink butterbeer while you're here. There is a little butterbeer room or hall. It is fairly small, but it serves its purpose. The butterbeer here is formulated slightly differently from those in the theme parks. To me, it tasted a lot more butterscotch forward and maybe slightly less sweet, but it still is a very sweet drink. In this little room, one of the walls is themed with butterbeer barrel tops, very fun, and there's basically just a small ledge, sort of like a bar that you can lean against, set your drink down, and have your butterbeer. Adam and I just split one butterbeer, and considering the sweetness level, I was pretty happy with that decision. Overall, the Harry Potter store was definitely a fun experience. Like I said though, on a Saturday, it was incredibly crowded, so if you can help it, I would suggest going at another time, not on a weekend. The theming was ridiculous. I'm sure there is a ton that I didn't even see, but it was very fun to just be in there and explore. These are candles, and they each come with a little prize inside, so once you melt down the whole candle, you'll get a necklace or something similar. I really loved the little Hedwig one. I thought that that was such a cute container. However, it was $50, so I did not end up buying it because I couldn't justify $50 for a candle and like a junky piece of jewelry I probably don't even want. I did want to have some sort of souvenir though, so I ended up purchasing two smaller items. First is this platform 9 3/4 pen. It's a little hard to tell here, but that is specific to the Harry Potter New York store, which you'll be able to see a little bit better in this video clip. And second, I got this nail set. They didn't have any for Ravenclaw, I only saw Gryffindor ones. But that's fine, I do my nails pretty frequently, so I know I'll use it. These were both $8. Overall, we had an excellent little whirlwind of a weekend trip up to New York. The Winnie the Pooh musical, or I call it the Poohsicle for short, is just fantastic, so charming, so wholesome. I really suggest you go see it if you have a chance. And if you're up there anyway, you may as well pop into the Harry Potter store if you're into that sort of thing. I found it to be really quite impressive, and honestly, I just wish I had gone on a less crowded day. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments down below and I'll definitely get back to you. I hope the rest of your day is magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.